Hello student, Dr. Neha Shroff, Faculty of Business Administration, GLS University is back to teach you the continuation of Matrix 1. So well student, what we have learned in Matrix 1? Let us have a small recap to what we have done. We have understood the meaning of matrix, definitions of matrix. There are many definitions, small examples related to those definition of matrix, then the operations of matrix. In operations, we have done addition and subtraction of matrix. So today we'll be focusing on the next operation, that is the product operation. So the product of two matrix is another matrix. So when I multiply one matrix with another matrix, what is the result? Another matrix. Yesterday we had discussed that when I want to add two matrix, so we had used the concept of like clapping the hands, same order, but friends, in multiplication of two matrix should not have different order. It is not like that. Two matrix can have same order, that is one condition. At times, we need the main condition that the order of first matrix and the order of second matrix has to be seen in this way, that two matrix A and B are conferable for multiplication of two matrix. What does this mean? The number of column of first matrix, I say first matrix, must be equal to the number of order of second matrix. When I have matrix A and B, here A is the first matrix and B is the second matrix. So what do we see here? That order of A matrix nahi, but the number of column of A matrix should be same as number of rows of B matrix. Then and then matrix multiplication is possible. To just explain you this, what we have, that if I have matrix A which is 2 cross 3 and matrix B is 3 cross 1, I want to multiply two matrix A and B. So A is first, B is second. So let me write down 2 cross 3 and 3 cross 1. So what do I need to check? That this should be same. What does this mean? That the column of first matrix and number of rows of the second matrix are same, then the matrix multiplication is possible. But what will be the result? I think we should focus on the result also. Let me take another color so that this is my output. So the output will be in the order of the number of rows of first matrix and number of columns of second matrix. I think you are a little bit clear now. Let us move ahead. So a matrix multiplication is possible. I have very well clearly made you understand. Column of first, row of second. Now if I say that I want to find out BA. So BA, I have to write down B first and A second. What we observe here is that B is 2 cross 1, A is 4 cross 2, these two are not same. So matrix multiplication is not possible. Another example what we have here is in this case. We observe here simple logic. AB is possible. The resultant matrix will be of 2 cross 2 and that is why we have written 2 cross 2. Clear? Now, when I multiply these two matrix, understand what happens. The first row, first column. Second row, first column. Third row, first column. So, what we do here is, if I have a matrix of order 2 cross 3 and another matrix is 3 cross 2, I first want to check. This is the condition to check. Is it possible? Yes. And what is this thing? This too shows me the result. Is it clear? what we have to check now, that when I want to multiply this matrix, please don't get confused, we are going very slowly. When I want to multiply this matrix, this is my first row element, I will choose first column. Clear? Again in first row, first column, what I have to do? First element with this first element, second element with this second element, and third element with this third element. So ultimately what do I get? I get the result as A11 into B11 and again plus sign, A12 into B21, A13 into B3. This will give me the first value. Clear? And that resultant value is called C11. Same goes with that if the first row, now try with second column. So same way we have A11 with B12, A12 with B22, A13 with B32, and the resultant value is called again C12. So stepwise we can understand that why we get 2 cross 2 results. Clear? Now I think this is in a very picturized form. Let us understand the matrix. This is my A matrix, this is my B matrix. So to find out this result, what should I do? First row with first column. First row, first column, first row, second column, first row, third column. Second row, first column, second row, second column, second row, third column. Clear? So same way, and then we have 1-1 correspondence. So what we observed here is that this one is multiplied to this one and this 0 is multiplied to 3. So we get 0 into 3 is 0 and my first cell value, that is C11, will be -1. Let me try with this one. So the result for the second row, second column, second row, second column, ये मेरी second row है, ये मेरा second column है, that is -3 into 4 plus 2 into 5. This is -12 plus 10 and that is equal to -2. Probably you have understood this. That is, I am multiplying the matrix. Now let me understand with another matrix. First check the order of the matrix. What is the order of the first matrix? Order of first matrix, so I define this as A and this as B. So first order is, how many rows are there? 3 rows, 1 column. The second matrix has 1 row, 2 column. Clear? So I think I put a square easily and I say that matrix multiplication is possible. The resultant matrix is of the order 3 rows 2 column. तो आप देख रहे हो यहाँ पे कि when I multiply this thing, what answer do I get? First row, first column is this value. Only one value in the second matrix. First row, second column, again this thing. So my resultant matrix is 3 cross 2. So remember that AI or IA is equal to I. Now what is this I? I is nothing but I2 here, because the multiplier matrix is of 2 order. So I will write I2. So that is equal to 1, 0 and 0, 1. Second is, these are certain conditions that A into I is I into A. If I multiply A into B into C is same as AB first multiply and C, and the last we get is ABC. So these are the conditions that we have to remember while doing the sum. What we notice here is that A into B and B into A. So let me show you with another example that if I have A is 2 cross 3 and B is 3 cross 4, I want to multiply AB. तो AB multiply करना है तो 2 cross 3 into 3 cross 4. Let me check. I write down if this is same. I write down it is possible. So AB is possible. Now what we have for this one, that B into A, that means B is 3 cross 4 into 2 cross 3. मुंह बिगाड़ने का, क्योंकि they are not same. The number of columns of first matrix is not same as the number of rows of second matrix. So, is student, can you give me the answer, matrix multiplication possible? It is not possible, and hence this BA is not possible. Clear? So, it can be possible, it cannot be possible. Like we have 2 into 3 will give me 6 and 3 into 2 will give me 6, but this is not 100% in the case of matrix. So, this is an example. T is here, S is here. So, T into S, if I multiply, I get this result, and S into T, I get this result. Student, these are small sums which we ask in either MCQs or even 3 marks, 2 mark sum. So, kindly pay attention and really understand the meaning how to multiply two matrix, rather matrix multiplication. Now, what we have here is, these are the proofs for the transpose of a matrix. Now, A plus B transpose is equal to A transpose plus B transpose. This is an example that we have taken. So, first we will add this two. We will even find out individual transpose and then add it. So, let us try first. A is here, B is here. So, A transpose. What is transpose of this? I write down 7, 3, minus 1, 2, minus 5 and 6. So, what we have written here is the result of A transpose and B transpose. When I add, I have told you we have to add 1-1 correspondence. The order has to be always same when you have to add or subtract. So, we get 7 plus 1 is equal to 8. Clear? Now, other portion we want to check that A plus B को पहले हम add करिया and then we are finding the transpose. So, lastly what we see here is that this is same as this and we write down hence proved. Clear? So, these are the proofs when we ask in the exam. Same way we have to go for multiplication. A into B. So, first thing is AB, multiply AB and then transpose. And second is B transpose निकालो, A transpose निकालो, इन दोनों को बाद में multiply करो. And all these things left and right hand side we have to find out individually and then we will say that hence proved if the answer is correct. So, first thing is the given sum is here 1 1, this is B value. So, I will first find out AB. Let me check whether multiplication is possible or not. So, AB multiplication, what I will do, A is 2 cross 3 and B is 3 cross 1. Happy, it is possible. What is the resultant matrix? It is of the order, 2 and 1. And I think 2 rows and 1 column I have got it. So, this is the result of first matrix, that is A into B. Now, if I take the transpose of this, I will get this result. I need to still find out this. So, first I will find out my A transpose, I will find out my B transpose. You can check here, this was 3 cross 1, now it is 1 cross 3. This was 2 cross 3, it is now 3 cross 2. I have taken the transpose. And then I will multiply this thing and hence I again get the result as 2A. So, you can very well see that we have proved this result A into B, AB transpose is equal to BT transpose into AT transpose. Clear? Now, another topic we have, I will distinguish you with another topic, that is determinant. Determinant is what? If I say this is, again it is a numbers, but it does not have a bracket, whereas this is called a matrix. These are also some numbers. Determinant are again a set of numbers only, but this will give you one value. Value can be if I solve these results, I get certain values like 2, 3, 1 like. Whereas matrix will be again in the array format only. So I want to say that to compute the inverse of a matrix. Now what is this inverse? I think we have done addition, we have done subtraction, we have done multiplication, that is the product. So if I say 2 is there, then what is the inverse of this 2? I want 1 upon 2. Clear? So I want to inverse that number. If I have 1 upon 2, then I have inverse is this case. So even in matrix, we have the inverse concept. And how do we understand this inverse concept is, to compute the inverse of a matrix, determinant is required. So each square matrix A has a unit scalar value and that value is called a determinant. कुछ एक value आ रही, determinant अगर solve करते हो तो एक value आती है, and very well you can see here that this is matrix A, whereas this is in notation like this. It is not modulus, it is determinant notation, and then we have determinant 5 and 1 and 0. Clear? Now how do I use this determinant? So find the determinant of a matrix. I have told you that determinant will give me a small value or a big value, but one single value, and that value I have to find it out. A is equal to 5, 1, 1, 0. I convert that matrix in the determinant notation. Now when I want to find out determination, I will do the cross multiplication. I will do the cross multiplication, yani 5 into 0 and 1 into 0. So I get 5 into 0 and 1 into 0. There is always a minus sign in between this. I will explain you later on why this minus sign. So my result is 0 minus 1 and my determinant to the given matrix 5, 1, 1, 0 is 1. So here what I noticed is determinant is equal to minus 1. What does this mean? I think it is not equal to. I have to emphasize more on this not equal to and equal to 0 or greater than 0. So a matrix A is called a non-singular matrix if the determinant is not equal to 0. So we will be learning two more definitions, singular matrix and non-singular matrix. So when determinant is equal to 0, it is called singular matrix. It is not equal to 0, it is called non-singular matrix. Moving ahead, I think this was a 2 cross 2 order matrix. Now let us try with 3 cross 3 matrix. Now what we notice here is that this is a matrix notation. I converted this matrix notation into the determinant, writing the same digit, the symbols are different. This is a 3 cross 3 value. Now how do I understand and how do I find it? Just pay attention. Let me write down, suppose this is a matrix A. I want to find out determinant. Determinant is equal to 3, 1, 2, 1, 0, 5, 3, 2, 1, 5. Clear? Now what I will notice here is to find out the determinant, we will first consider the first row only. हमको कौन सी row लेनी है? See, you can go ahead with second row also and you can go ahead with third row also. But uniformity के लिए we always try to go ahead with the first row. So first row when we take the 3 elements. So first row, first element when I take, this is 3, 1, 2, this is 1, 2, 0, delete those values. So you are left with what numbers? 0, 3, 1 and 5. So when you delete that first row, first column value, you are left with 0, 3, 1 and 5. When you do go ahead with the second value is 1 and I will write down here 1, again put a 2 bracket, I will delete that row, that column, you are left with numbers 1, 3, 2 and 5. I think please put a minus sign here. Clear? The third option is plus sign. I will explain you why plus sign. Again the third number is 2 and then you get the result for, if I delete this row and this column, the numbers are 1, 0, 2 and 1. Clear? So again what we do is, in 2 cross 2 we have learnt I need to multiply, cross multiply मुझे करना है. So the result is 3 is like this. So 0 into 5 minus 3 into 1. Minus 1 common, 1 into 5 minus 3 into 2. And next is 2 is 1 into 1 minus 2 into 0 is 0. Clear? Do the calculations, you get the results. So probably now you have understood what I am trying to teach you. For this particular number, I will delete this row, this column. I am left with what? 1701. So I have got here 1701. समझ में आ रहा है ना सबको? Don't get tension. Let us try with another example, and that is nothing but this 3 number. So I will write down 3. If I delete this row, this column, if I delete this row, this row, कौन से number बचते हैं? 1, 7, 2 and 1. So I will get the answer here as like this. Minus sign रखा है, याद रखना minus sign. So first is plus minus plus, plus minus plus. Is it clear? For first row. Second point is that you have the third number 6. For 6, what I'll do? I'll delete that row and that column. What will I get? 1, 1, 2, 0. I had told you for 1, 7, 0, 1 क्रॉस मल्टीप्लीकेशन करना है तो 1 into 1 minus 0 into 7. Clear? So I am getting everything. See, this black color is another bracket. So 1 into 1 is 1, 0 into 7 is 0. I think you can calculate, you get your determinant value is 0. See, in the last sum we had determinant value minus 1, which was not equal to 0. And that is why it is called what matrix? Non-singular matrix. Here I am getting determinant is 0. So matrix is a singular matrix. Student, these are one-liner questions, definitions, MCQ, Moodle में भी पूछा जाता है. So these are the things that you have to understand before doing certain sums, that is multiplication, inverse and all. Moving ahead, determinant of 2 cross 2 matrix, अभी तो फटाफट आ गया, 3 and 2, you get the answer, you get the results. Clear? Determinant of 3 cross 3, again ये मैंने notation format में लिखा है तो आप वो check कर लेना, वो notation में delete that row, that column, you will relate that A11 को लिया तो you will get A22 into A33 into A32 and into A23. So you get this answer. I have to understand another concept, that is the minor of a matrix. Now what is the minor of a matrix? If A is an n cross n matrix and one row and one column are deleted, जैसे हमने 3 cross 3 में किया था. If you remember, for 3 cross 3, for this number I will delete this row and this column, whatever this is remaining, that is in this notation, and that is called the minor of the matrix. Clear? So a minor of a matrix, resultant matrix will be of n minus 1 into n minus 1 submatrix. The determinant of such matrix is called a minor of a matrix. It is denoted by the notation Mij. For generalized formula, it is Mij. So suppose there are 4 elements, there will be 4 minors. Suppose there are 6 elements, there will be 6. Sorry, we don't go for the square matrix. We go for the square matrix. So 9 elements, 9 minors are there. Now understand the concept of minor. The minor of A11, यानी ये जो element है उसका minor है. I will delete that row and that column. The remaining what I got was A22, A23, A32, A32, 33. That is the minor of the matrix. So for element A11, delete the first row and the first column of the matrix, और जो resultant मिल रहा है, that is called the minor of the matrix. Let's try another. I think the minor of A212, यहाँ का 1 2 करना है तो I delete that row, that column, and the minor of first row, first column is the resultant matrix. Same way आप कोई भी मैट्रिक्स का माइनर निकाल सकते हो. Clear? So let us first understand. I want minor of this matrix. How many order of, what is the order of the matrix? 2 rows 2 column. समझ में आ गया? It is 2 cross 2. How many elements are there? 4 elements are there. How many minors will be there? 4 minors will be there. So those will be M11, M12, M21 and M22. 2 cross 2 मैट्रिक्स है तो उसके एलिमेंट भी ऐसे होते. सो फॉर इंडिविजुअली आई फाइंड आउट माइनर ऑफ दिस मैट्रिक्स. सो फॉर 2 cross 2 मैट्रिक्स जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड हाउ डू वी फाइंड. सो फॉर 5 आई विल डिलीट दैट रो, दैट कॉलम. यू आर लेफ्ट विथ व्हाट? 0. दिखता ही है. यू आर लेफ्ट विथ व्हाट? 0. सो माइनर ऑफ 1 1 इज इक्वल टू 0 एंड माइनर मैट्रिक्स में मैं यहाँ पे 0 लिख रही हूँ. Probably you have understood now. Let me try with the another value. Which value you want? You want minor of this number? Okay. Delete that row, that column. You are left with what? 5. The position of this was 2 2. But हम minor कर रहे हैं तो आगे m लिखेंगे and the answer is 5. Put it down in this matrix. You get the छोटा सम है. 2 marks का 1 mark का भी पूछ सकते हैं कई बार. Clear? This is for the 3 cross 3 matrix. I think वो determinant में हमने कहा था, but by chance if I want to ask you minor of this matrix, let us try. I will delete that row, that column. So my remaining number are minus 13, minus 2, 8 and minus 1. Multiply this minus this will give me the minor of this number, that is 3. समझ में आ रहा है? I think going slowly, stepwise, because to find the inverse we need these things. We have already learned determinant, we are learning minor, and now let us move ahead to the next factor called the cofactor of the matrix. So the cofactor of a matrix Cij of an element Aij, यानी हमारे मैट्रिक्स में अगर 2 cross 2 एलिमेंट्स है, 2 cross 2 there are A11, A12, A21, A22. 4 elements are there. Definitely 4 minors are there. And same as we will be having 4 cofactors also. But what is cofactor? Cofactor is nothing but, now I represents what and J represents what? I represents row and J represents column, the position in the matrix. Now why do we need these positions? Like when I enter in the class for the first year student, I say A, U, that looks bad. The third bench, that's all, but that third bench there are 3 students, so I have to give the position, third row, first column. That means that that particular child or the student stand ups and give me the answer, or he'll try to greet, और जो भी क्वेश्चन पूछा है वो ऐसे, but then we familiarize with the names. So identification by rows and columns is very important. I'll make you just 2 minutes time. When you go to the theater, you see the tickets. In the tickets you see what combination. आप theater में जाते हो तो this is the screen. ये gate है, ये सारी chairs है. Is it clear? These are all the chairs. This is the screen. But जो भी है ये A, B, C, D, E है. You got to sit here. आपको यहाँ पे बैठना है. आप क्या देख रहे हो? सीट में क्या दिखोगे? ये position. Clear? So I think this is first column. This is second column. Suppose ये है तो आपकी सीट में क्या लिखा होता है? B2. Very nice example for लर्निंग एंड आइडेंटिफाइंग द पोजीशन, क्योंकि हर एक सीट में प्लेन में देखो तो पोजीशन होती है. सो वन इज द रो आइडेंटिफिकेशन, द अदर इज द कॉलम आइडेंटिफिकेशन. आई थिंक यू हैव अंडरस्टूड. प्लीज ट्राई टू रिमेंबर. जब भी पिक्चर देखने जाओ मुझे याद करना है. नेहा मैडम ने सिखाया था रो इनटू कॉलम, बिकॉज इफ आई से थर्ड रो थर्ड रो थर्ड रो पर कौन सी जगह पे बैठना है, देन यू से 1 2 3 4. सो third is C and number is 4th. So C4 is the sitting arrangement. Clear? So this is why it is written all these numbers. If you see small numbers are being given the position, first row, first column, first row, first column, first row, first column, and so on. Now the point is, in this cofactor what we notice is it is mij, तो हमको पता चल गया, we just learnt how to find out the minor, but then it is written -1 and this is minus, I mean to say I plus j. So what is I plus j? I plus j is the position of this value. Clear? So if in a matrix, suppose I say matrix A is 2 1 3 4. So suppose I am talking of this position. So 3 is nothing but 8 second row first element. मुझे माइनर निकालना है तो मैंने ये डिलीट किया, तो M21 will be 1. बट अगर मुझे C21 करना है यानी कोफैक्टर निकालना है, तो उसके आगे व्हाट दे हैव रिटन इज दैट C21 इज -1 raised to I plus j into M21. But what is this one? This is nothing but 2 plus 1. Clear? So what we see here is, if it is C21, that is -1 raised to I is 2, j is 1, the value of M21 that is equal to -1 raised to 3, M21 मेरा suppose 2 आया था. Now what happens is, what is -1 raised to 3? What is -1 raised to 3? ભૂલી જવાય છે તો કશો વાંધો નહીં. -1 raised to 1 is -1, -1 raised to 2 is 1, -1 raised to 3 is -1. Alternate for even and odd तो वापस 1 आ रहा है. So position भी अगर चेक कर रहे हो तो 1 plus 1, 1 plus 2, 1 plus 3, 2 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 2 plus 3 and so on. So what happens is, in this case my position will be -1 only. So my result is -2. Probably you have understood what I am trying to tell you, that Cij will have the position of -1. And that is why if I say, if you symbolize this thing, I have made the notation of the slides as, you have never asked me, madam ये क्यों plus minus लिखा है? I think genuinely for you to remember lifetime, प्लस माइनस प्लस माइनस प्लस 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 माइनस, जैसे गरबे के धुन होती है ना, ऐसे गिनते जाओ. बट देन यू शुड नो व्हाई. लेट मी चेक फॉर दिस पोजीशन. ये लास्ट पोजीशन होती है 3 क्रॉस 3 में. 3 क्रॉस 3 में थर्ड लास्ट पोजीशन इज 3 प्लस 3. 3 प्लस 3 इज -1 raised to 6. Will me have positive sign? And that is why I have kept the positive sign. So probably understand that even number will have mij only, whereas odd number will have minus mij. तो जो आपने mi निकाला है, mij माइनर निकाला है, उसी में प्लस माइनस प्लस करते हो, you will get a very good result. This shows A11 का माइनर क्या है, तो निकालते हैं. माइनर is 2 2. Clear? But minus आ जाता है, -1 raised to 1 plus 1, that is -1 raised to 2, and that is why C11 will have positive sign, C12 will have negative sign. Probably understood? This is just an understanding of what we have done till now. Another concept is adjoint of a matrix. Now adjoint of a square matrix is the transpose of the cofactor of the matrix. मैडम क्या है, पहले हमने डिटर्मिनेंट किया, फिर माइनर किया, फिर कोफैक्टर किया, और उसी की मदद से हम निकालेंगे एडजॉइंट. और उसकी मदद से हम क्या निकालेंगे? लास्टली आई विल फाइंड आउट ए इनवर्स. सो टू डू दिस ए इनवर्स सम, विच इज 8 मार्क्स सम, सारे आगे के स्टेप्स आने चाहिए. Probably understanding what I am saying. So what is adjoint of a matrix? It is just the transpose of a cofactor of the matrix. Cofactor की matrix ऐसी है, हमको transpose करो, the resultant matrix is called the adjoint of A. Let us try very small example. A is this matrix. मैंने उसके माइनर निकाले, माइनर पता है, इनको डिलीट करते हैं, बचा कुचा नंबर जो है, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल ये डिलीट किया तो ये 3 इधर आ गया. आई थिंक नाउ यू आर क्लियर ऑल ऑफ यू. सो द क्वेश्चन इज, उसके बाद हम करते हैं, दिस इज द कोफैक्टर मैट्रिक्स. कोफैक्टर क्यों है? क्योंकि उसके साथ ही आई हैव एडेड माइनस साइन. Clear? So directly I am getting cofactor matrix, and if I take the transpose of this matrix, देखो 3n minus 1, I have written 3n minus 1 down. Clear? So this is the adjoint of a matrix. Now this is the determinant of a matrix. ये जो matrix है उसका मैंने cross multiplication किया, I am getting the determinant of a matrix. Adjoint of a matrix हमने अभी find out किया. If A multiplied by A is the original matrix, if I multiply it by the adjoint of a matrix, multiply कैसे करते हैं? पहले फिर से वापस चेक करवा देती हूँ. 2 cross 2, 2 cross 2, matrix multiplication possible, resultant possible. खुद क्वेश्चन करो, खुद आंसर करो. I think you will be more confident. So the question is, I am getting 19 into I00. What I have done, this 19 is common, so I have taken out and it is called a scalar. तो वापिस कोई और definition हम पढ़ रहे. So हर एक में क्या होता है कि there is some intercorrelation. Now what we find is this 19 is nothing but my determinant. So what I found out, the A into adjoint A is A into I. Now what we notice here is that I can explain you here also. A into adjoint A is equal to determinant into I. So what I will say that inverse निकालना है, A inverse निकालना है, तो it is determinant denominator में, adjoint ऊपर. Clear? If I say A inverse into determinant A is equal to adjoint A. Now what is A inverse? A inverse is nothing but 1 upon A. What is A inverse? It is 1 upon A into determinant A is equal to adjoint A. Now this is equal to determinant A is equal to adjoint A into A. Understand or not? So in short, what is the definition for a inverse of a matrix? The inverse of a matrix is, first of all, square matrix. If it exists, अगर inverse हो रहा है, it has a unique another B matrix of the same order such that AB into BA, मैंने पहले बोला था possible नहीं है, पर possible कब होगा? अगर B is the inverse of A. It is only possible in one condition, when B is the inverse of A and A is the inverse of B, then and then AB is same as BA, else we don't have same. What is this? These are the steps. हमने सीख लिया, determinant भी सीखा, minor भी सीखा, cofactor भी सीखा, adjoint भी सीखा और ये formula भी सीखा. So let us implement everything. Now inverse of a matrix, मैंने क्या बोला था? Determinant 0 है तो inverse not possible. What is that matrix called? Singular matrix. If determinant is not 0, it is called non-singular matrix. Inverse is possible. क्योंकि not possible तो आगे ढूंढने का cofactor, because there are many students who immediately find out cofactor, minor, but determinant is 0 है तो why you need to find out this? I don't know why people don't go by step. Clear? So please follow the steps. Condition for inverse of a matrix is determinant 0. आगे जाने का ही नहीं. Don't waste your time. If determinant is not 0, we go ahead. Student, are you understanding to what I am saying? Probably you are enjoying. These are certain conditions. Clear? Have a look of it. छोटे छोटे sums इसके base पे पूछे जाते हैं. Now let us understand. Again, we have understood the concept of inverse, singular and non-singular matrix. Now let us start with the inverse of a matrix. We have got, find the inverse of a matrix. A is the same sum. Step 1, finding the determinant. Determinant हमारा 8 आ रहा है, which is not equal to 0. खुश होने का. Not singular matrix. And please write down this line. A inverse exists. Second is, I am finding the minor of the matrix. Minor निकालते हैं तो 4 minor आएंगे and inverse is possible. Going ahead after the minor, I am finding out the cofactor. See, ये है पॉजिटिव 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 पॉजिटिव, पर मैंने बोला था क्या होगा, प्लस साइन माइनस साइन प्लस साइन. So now what we have taken 2 cross 2 matrix. Now if we take 3 cross 3 matrix, then we have what, plus minus plus, minus plus minus, plus minus plus. I think don't by heart this, but I have explained you the concept. Because of the position minus 1 raised to I plus j will give you plus minus minus plus plus minus sign. Clear? So now what we have is find the inverse of a matrix A, where A is equal to 5 minus 4, 1 and 3. We have already found out the determinant, the minor. Now the turn is to find out the cofactor of the matrix. We had done minus, but I am using this minus sign. See, please focus on this minus sign because it was plus minus minus plus. तो आपको क्या करना है, ऊपर वाली जो मैट्रिक्स है उसका जो रिजल्ट आएगा उसी में आपको माइनस ऐड करना है. Clear? So next we follow. So the cofactor of the matrix is M11 minus M12 minus M21 M22. What do we get here? That is the cofactor, and the answer is 3 minus 1 4 and 5. Clear? I think what we have done till now, we have found out the singular non-singular. Next is to find out the determinant. Using this singular determinant only we find out this. We found out the minor. We have already found out this cofactor. उसके बाद क्या है students? I think you remember it is the adjoint. So adjoint is nothing but taking the transpose of the cofactor matrix. So we write ये मेरा C है, but when I take the transpose, I get my transpose in this format, that is 3 minus 1, 4 minus 5. I have got this interchange and it is 3 minus 1, 4 and 5. Now next what we have is A inverse. Finally we are at the answer. A inverse is equal to adjoint A upon determinant A. This is my adjoint A, this is my determinant. I have written down in this sign. At times determinant can be negative also. Determinant answer can be in fractions also. So you should know how to find out the write in the inverse format about the determinant. So this is 1 upon 8. I think now this will work as a scalar. Multiply each value of this with 1 upon 8 and we get the result. So inverse of a matrix A is nothing but 3 by 8, 1 by 2, minus 1 by 8 and 5 by 8. This is for 2 cross 2. Let me move ahead to 3 cross 3. First point is I have taught you, look into this way only, and then we find out the determinant. Determinant is minus 2. What is minus 2? Not equal to 0, and hence we say it is a non-singular matrix and hence A inverse is there. So probably please go through the steps, remember again and again. I want to first find out the determinant. I have found out. कोफैक्टर में फाइंड आउट कर रहे हो कि इनके बीच में माइनर आता है, बट कोफैक्टर मैट्रिक्स डायरेक्टली यू कैन यूज बाय माइनस साइन एंड फाइंड राइट द कोफैक्टर वैल्यूज डायरेक्टली यू कैन यूज द माइनर बाय एडिंग माइनस साइन टू इट. So we get the cofactor of C. Let us try with one number. Agar for 3 I am saying the minor will be 1 minus 1 1 0 2 and 1. So 1 into 1 is minus 1 into 0 minus 0, that is minus 1. So M11 is equal to minus 1, and I think I have got this answer because there was a plus sign. Clear? And definitely now I am finding the inverse. So A is a given matrix. This is my determinant. I have found out all my 9 elements in the matrix. So I have 9 minors, and same with 9 minors, I will be having 9 cofactors. Taking the transpose of this cofactor, let me check this second row this time. Okay, 1 minus 4 minus 7, I think this go ahead with 1 minus 4 minus 7. Now what is A inverse? A inverse is adjoint upon this and multiply this. You can even write minus 1 upon minus 2. Cancel करके half भी हो सकता है. Some people think that I want to write in decimal. You can go ahead with decimal also. I think you are very much clear with the concept of inverse of a matrix, that is for 2 cross 2 and for 3 cross 3. Clear? This is the matrix. To prove that A into A inverse is equal to A inverse into A is equal to I. A very small example we will take. This is my A matrix. I need to first find out my A inverse. हमने A inverse find out किया. A inverse के लिए again we have not equal to 0 singular, and if I multiply with the determinant and the adjoint, I get A inverse. Let me multiply this with two cases are there, A inverse into A and A into A inverse. Both are having the same results. I think my answer is correct and I am sure to get 9 on 9 marks, 10 on 10 marks. Clear? Moving ahead, the last portion what we have is the linear inequalities. So, this thing we'll understand from the use of linear equations. So, what we have is generalized notations. This is my given equations where A11 are called the coefficients, X is called the variables, X1, X2 to Xn, and B are called the values, that is the constant. Clear? So, what we have is that Ax is equal to B and we want this Ax values, यानी मैंने अभी सिखाया कि X और Y मुझे ढूंढना है, so it is 1 upon A into the given matrix. So, what is this? This is nothing but A inverse. So, what do? I say that A inverse is equal to this thing. So, A is a given matrix, X is this matrix and B is this matrix. Clear? Now, we will be taking one small example. I think you can read the example. I will be extracting the values from this, that is 3 minus 1, 1, 2, 1. Look here student, there is no x3 variable in the second equation, so the coefficient of this will be 0. Again I have 1, 2, minus 1 and the resultant matrix what I have is 2, 1 and 3. इन दोनों के बीच में x, y and z. Clear? So, this equation is expressed in this given format. Coefficient of x, the variables x1, x2 and this are the constant. Now, to find out these values, what we do is, I will first need to find out the inverse. I give this matrix name as A. So, we have let A is equal to this, X capital is equal to this and B is equal to this. Inverse formula is what? Ax is equal to B, so it is x into A inverse B. First we want to try the inverse of a matrix, क्योंकि ये पूरा sum करने के लिए first we need to find out the inverse. फटाफट remember the steps. Inverse के लिए क्या चाहिए? Determinant, determinant singular, non-singular, then minor, then cofactor, then adjoint, lastly the inverse. So, I think what sum we have done, following the same steps, it is a non-singular matrix. Looking ahead, I have found out the cofactor of the matrix. Cofactor मैंने कैसे find out किया? Minor निकाला और उसमें ये notation मैंने डाल दिया plus minus plus, minus plus plus, plus minus plus. So what we have here is, this is the answer. So A inverse की value क्या है? This thing. As I have told, it can be in fraction also. And lastly, we see that A inverse is equal to this. A inverse is equal to 0.5, 0.3, 0.2 and what we get last is, when I multiply these equations, let me try out, when I multiply these equations, that is this value multiplied by this. But why we want to multiply? Because I want to find the value of x, y and z. So, is matrix multiplication possible or not? So, let me check. This is 3 cross 3, this is 3 cross 2. I think this matrix multiplication is possible and the resultant is, sorry, this is 3 cross 1. So, the resultant is 3 cross 1. And you can see students, I think we have got the answer that x is equal to, what is x? It is x1, x2 and x3. I think this is my x value. Or when I multiply this thing with this number, I get the result 2. I get result 3 for the second equation minus 7 for this third equation. That means that x1 is equal to 2, x2 is equal to minus 3 and x3 is equal to minus 7. So, I think this equation for you, just to make you understand, why do I multiply this and this and second value, second and third value. Solve किया मुझे 2 मिल गया. Same goes with third equation and same goes with this equation. So lastly we say that the linear equation will have the value x1, x2 and x3. I thank all the students for listening me, and believe me, this chapter is very important. I think whatever you want to study further, nowadays data analytics and all computer, artificial intelligence, or believe me that if you are using physics, chemistry, we have to make use of metrics. And thank you once again for listening with me. Looking forward for more other lectures delivering to you. Thank you once again.